Hi, Lakeland family. This is Miss Stenger here. I'm coming to wish you a very happy Earth Week. Did you know that this Wednesday, April 22nd, is the 50th anniversary of celebrating Earth Day in America? I wanted to wish you a happy Earth Week and remind you that we are really, really important citizens to this Earth. And it's really important that even if you're staying inside and staying safe during the coronavirus advisory time, it's really important to still think about our Earth and how we're impacting our Earth from home. There's lots of important activities that you can do at home, and you'll have more information from your teacher and the Green team. But I wanted to especially read this story called City Green and dedicate it to my Green Lions, our Green Lions at Lakeland. These are third graders through eighth graders who work together each week. We meet twice a week. On Wednesdays, we normally collect recycling from the school, from those big yellow bins. And on Thursdays, we're normally outside in the garden. Now, I know I'm really missing Lakeland this time of year because our garden and orchard are blooming and all the work that we put in the fall is coming together. So I'm really missing this time of year with our Green Lions outside. So I want to especially dedicate this story to our Green Lions. The name of the story is called City Green. And the character of this story really reminds me of the Green Lions because she is a kid who makes a difference in her community. Just like how our Green Lions make a huge difference in our community at Lakeland, they make a difference in our alleyway when they pick up paper that's blowing out of the recycling bins. They are making a difference by planting fruits and vegetable trees and plants in our garden that people in our community can eat them. They're also making a difference by painting things and making things look a lot prettier in the alleyway back by our Lakeland garden and orchard. So I want to dedicate this story, City Green, to our Green Lions, and I hope you all enjoy it. Happy Earth Week. City Green. City Green. Hopefully you can see the pictures. They're awesome pictures in this story. There used to be a building right here on this lot. It was 3 floors up and down, an empty building nailed up shut for as long as I could remember. My friend Miss Rosa told me that Old Man Hammer used to live there. Some other neighbors too. But when I asked him about him, he only hollered, "Scram!" Miss Old Man Hammer, hard as nails. Last year, 2 people from the city came by, dressed in suits, holding papers. They said, "This building is unsafe. It will have to be torn down." By winter, a crane with a wrecking ball was parked outside. Mama gathered everyone to watch from our front window. In 3 slow blows, that building was knocked into a heap of pieces. Then workers took the rubble away in a truck and filled the hole with dirt. Now, this block looks like a big smile with 1 tooth missing. Old Man Hammer sits on his stoop and shakes his head. "Look at that piece of junk land on the city block," Mr. Old Man Hammer says. "Once that building could have been saved, but nobody even tried. And every day when I pass the lot, it makes me sad to see it. Every single day." Then spring comes, and right on schedule, Miss Rosa starts cleaning her coffee cans. Miss Rosa and I keep coffee cans outside our windowsills. Every year we buy 2 packets of seeds at the hardware store. Sometimes marigolds, sometimes zinnias, and one time we tried tomatoes. We go to the park, scoop some dirt, and fill up the cans halfway. I notice how there's 4 pictures here, and it's showing the 4 different seasons. Have you ever planted some seeds at your home in a recycled material like a can or a bottle or a yogurt cup? Uh-oh. This time, Old Man Hammer stops us on our way to the park. "This good-for-nothing lot has plenty of dirt right here," he says. Then, all at once, I look at Miss Rosa, and she starts smiling back at me. "A lot of dirt," Miss Rosa says. "Like one big enough for a coffee can," I say. That's when we decide to do something about this lot. Quick as a wink, I'm digging away, already thinking of gardens and flowers, but Old Man Hammer shakes his finger. "You can't dig more dirt from that. That's city property." Take a look at this city property. Miss Rosa and I go to see Mr. Bennet. He used to work for the city. I seem to remember a program, he says, that lets people rent empty lots. That's how Miss Rosa and I form a group of people from our block. We pass around a petition that says we want to lease this lot. In less than a week, we have plenty of names. Sign with us? I asked Old Man Hammer. I'm not signing nothing, he says, and nothing is what's going to happen. But something did. The next week, a bunch of us take a bus to City Hall. We walk up the steps to the proper office and hand the woman our list. She checks her files and types some notes and makes some copies. That will be $1, please. We rent a lot from the city that day. It was just as simple as that. Wow. Saturday morning, I'm up with the sun, looking at the lot. My mama looks out too. Marcy, she says, and she hugs me close. Today I'm helping you and Rosa. After shopping, Mama empties her grocery bags and folds them flat to carry under her arm. Come on, Mrs. B, Mama tells her friend. We're going to clear this lot. Then, what do you know, but my brother comes along. My brother is tall and strong. At first, he scratches his neck and shakes his head, just like Mr. Old Man Hammer. But Mama smiles and says, none of that here. So all day long, he picks up junk in those bags and carries them to the curb. Wow, this brother really reminds me of all my Strong Green Lions and all their hard work that they've done in our garden this year. Now, this time of day is early. Neighbors pass by and see what we're doing. Most say, we want to help too. They have a little time to spare. Then this one calls that one, and that one calls another. Come on and help, I call to Old Man Hammer. I'm not helping nobody, he hollers. You're all wasting your time. Sour grapes, my mom would say, and sour grapes is right. Just before supper, when we are good and hungry, my mama looks around the lot. Marcy, she says, you're making something happen here. I'm starting to see some changes happening. The next day, the city drops off tools like rakes and brooms and dumpsters for trash. Now there's even more neighbors to help. Miss Rosa, my brother, and I say good morning to Old Man Hammer, but Old Man Hammer just waves like he's swatting a fly. Why is Old Man Hammer so mean and cranky these days, my brother asks. Maybe he's really sad, I tell him. Maybe he misses his building. That rotten old building, my brother shrugs. He should be happy the city tore it down, that mess. Give him some time, Miss Rosa says. Good things take time. Mr. Bennet brings wood, old slats he'd saved, and nails in a cup. I knew all along I'd save them for something, he says. This wood's good wood. Then Mr. Rocco from 2 houses down comes down carrying 2 cans of paint. I'll never use these, he says. The color's too bright. But here, this could really brighten up our lot. I wonder what they're going to do with all these different materials. What do you think? Well, anyone can tell with all the excitement that something is going on. And everybody has an idea about what to plant. Strawberries, carrots, lettuce, and more. Tulips and daisies, petunias, and more. Sunny turns the dirt over with his snow shovel. Even Leslie's baby tries to dig with a spoon. For lunch, Miss Rosa brings milk and jelly and bread and spreads a beach towel where the junk is clear. By the end of the day, a fence is built and painted as bright as the sun. Guess that's what they did with the materials. Later, Mama kisses my neck and closes my bedroom door. By the streetlight, I see Old Man Hammer come down his steps to open the gate and walk to the back of this lot. He bends down quick, sprinkling something from his pocket and covering it with dirt. In the morning, I tell my brother, "Oh, Marcy," he says, "you're dreaming. You're wishing too hard." but I know what I saw, and I tell my mama, Old Man Hammer planted some seeds. Sounds like that character's really changing. Right after breakfast, I walk to the back of the lot, and there it is, a tiny raised bed of soil. It is neat and tidy, just like the rows we planted. Now I know for sure that Old Man Hammer planted something, so I pat the soil for good luck and make a little fence to keep the seeds safe. If you notice, you can see the character outside the window, right past where Old Man Hammer is sleeping. Wow, it's really looking great. Look at that lot. Every day I go to look inside our garden lot. Other neighbors stop in too. One day, Mrs. Wells comes by. This is right where my grandmother's bedroom used to be, she says. That's why I planted my flowers there. I feel sad when I hear that. With all the digging and planting and weeding and watering, I'd forgotten about the building that had been on this lot. Old Man Hammer had lived here too. I go to the back, where he planted his seeds. I wonder if this was the place where his room used to be. Seems like a good prediction. Wow, look at the garden now. I look down. Beside my feet, some tiny stems are sprouting. Old Man Hammer's seeds have grown. I run to his stoop. Come with me, I begged, tugging at his hand. You'll want to see. I walk him past the hollyhocks, the daisies, the peppers, the rows of lettuce. I show him the strawberries that I planted. When Old Man Hammer sees this little garden bed, his sour grapes turn sweet. Marcy, child, he shakes his head. This was a good-for-nothing lot. Now it's nothing but good, he says. Wow. Have you ever seen these flowers in the Lakeland garden? They grow there. Soon summertime comes, and this lot really grows. It fills with vegetables, herbs, and flowers. And way in the back, taller than anything else, is a beautiful patch of yellow sunflowers. Old Man Hammer comes every day. He sits in the sun, eats his lunch, and sometimes comes back with supper. Nobody knows how the sunflowers came. Not Leslie, not my brother or Miss Rosa, not Mr. Bennett or Sonny or anyone else. But Old Man Hammer just sits there smiling at me. We know whose flowers they are. And the last page here is directions about how you can set up a community garden. Now, the good news is at Lakeland, we already have a community garden. And last spring, we also turned it into an orchard. And an orchard is a group of trees that we planted. So I want to challenge you this week, if you're allowed by your family, to take a walk through the Lakeland garden. Take a walk and see what you notice growing there. Maybe you can see things that you would want to fix up maybe this summer when we're allowed to come together as a group. Think about how the Lakeland garden has grown and extended, and how maybe you can make a difference in a spot in our garden or another area of our neighborhood. Thanks so much for celebrating Earth Week with me, friends. I can't wait to see what leaders you become, just like Marcy.